What's going on, Libra? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just amazing, Libra, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So Libra, it is your general energy weekly spread. So with this weekly spread, Libra, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation, okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Gems, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Libra. So Libra, with this spread, I'm going to be pulling a few oracle cards, and then I'll get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And then in case y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested there, Libra. I love it, Libra. So you got the third card of Scorpios here, which is the Friends card. Hit up a homie, Libra. And with this card, this is a card of friendship, group, soul tribe, third person, contact, relate, network, show up, hang out, meet in person, social media, interpersonal relationships, togetherness and friendliness. And you know, Libra, if you've just been thinking about hitting up a friend in general, you know, or and this could be like maybe a friend, maybe this was like maybe it could even be like an old, or you know, it could be like a work friend, or Libra, if you've just been wanting just to socialize, you know, just maybe even just connect, maybe even back with like some family members, you know, however this is looking. This energy for me is definitely saying, let's make some time for that, you know, however that's looking, you know, whether, you know, maybe we're planning a trip together, or, you know, if these people are within our vicinity, you know, just scheduling a hangout, something along those lines. Just maybe checking in with the soul tribe, seeing how people are doing, just things along those lines. But, you know, I'm also kind of getting with this, Libra, just thinking with your sign, yours being a sign of relationships and having to deal with partnerships. You know, just checking in with our, not necessarily like if you haven't talked with these people for a while, but I'm just thinking with our existing circle, maybe just like people you come into contact with just in general. Just, I don't want to say like we're doing like a evaluation or like anything. The energy that I'm getting is just like, you know, just checking the connections with the people that we're with, you know, making sure that we're around people who want to raise our vibration, who we feel like that are part of the soul tribe. And if not, you know, just making sure, like, I'm almost getting like a reestablishing boundaries or something along those lines, or, you know, just checking in there. Maybe let's get a little bit more on this, Libra. Hold on, let me get some tarot on this before we really get some details. Yeah, because it's just like more just kind of like an intuitive thing that's kind of like kicking in there. Yeah, okay. All right, Libra, let's see what we have here. Interesting, okay. Whew, look at these princesses. Okay, so you got the princess, some of my favorite princesses. You got the Princess of Wands, the Princess of Disc, and then we got the Tower here, Libra. And, you know, Libra, honestly, this is kind of what I was feeling. I almost feel like for some of you, if we might be in this stage with where maybe we're kind of like assessing those people that are kind of close to us. If we've, and especially if you've noticed people that might be like lowering your vibration or might be even be like affecting your abundance, you know, maybe they're getting in the way of your ideas, or maybe just and this doesn't mean like they're necessarily like sabotaging you, Libra, but even just like, you know, their energies can just mess up your flow. If there's anything like that's happening, Libra, then I feel like with this Tower card popping up here, Mars energy, it's time to take some action and start correcting this stuff. And I don't feel like it's like you're just going around just, you know, just you know, slinging swords, Libra. It more so just feels like these are like, if we notice in behaviors that aren't resonating with you, have those discussions right there, you know, like, let's like, hey, you know, I don't know if I particularly care for how this thing, you know, blah, blah, you know, we can be diplomatic about this, Libra, but we don't want to get to a place where we're not saying anything. Because what ends up happening is, if we're in something where like a relationship or whatnot, and you know, Libra, this can even be, we can broaden this up a little bit. If this can be even like a relationship, if this is not with a person, this can even be with like a situation, you know, maybe how we feel about a job, or maybe how we feel about maybe even like our living situations, or you know, whatever this is looking like. If there's something that's getting in the way of this, let's change some things up. Let's create with this Princess of Disc. Let's create new opportunities, and one, be around people with like who want to support maybe like whatever ideas that you have going on. People who are going to be, you know, like, you know, this gives me kind of like Six of Coins type of energy, you know, like that reciprocity. And if we feel like there's not that kind of like equal give and take there's not that mutual benefits, because I don't want you to think too, Libra, like I'm saying you need to go across these lines or treat these relationships like business transactions or anything, but you know, just, you know, Libra, if there's something that's just like, you know, this doesn't feel right and hasn't been feeling right for a while, you know, with this a person or relationship, let's think about how we can start changing this stuff here and start, you know, clearing out some old stuff so we can start welcoming in some newness, you know, maybe a new group of friends, a new soul tribe, you know, new contacts and things. So just something to think about. And just another thing, Libra, if you're going through a Tower moment, let's say, however this might look, also, don't be afraid to hit up one of these princesses. You know, call a friend, you know, just if we find that whatever moment we in, if we're dealing with something, let's say, you know, this is like a, you know, may not be like a car thing, but something along those lines, don't just sit there and feel like you have to get everything figured out by yourself, Libra. You know, we can take action in another sense too, even just like asking for help, you know, help moving these things along. So just another thing to think about, Libra. Okie dokie. I think that's we're all good there, Libra. But let's get another oracle on this mix here. All right, racking up Scorpio cards here. You got the second card of Scorpios here, which is the Olive Branch card. And with this card, this is a card of truce, surrender, giving in, come to terms, suspend, lull, de-escalate, make amends, peace offering, winding down, halt, reprieve, ceasefire, treaty, and agree to disagree. And so, Libra, there's maybe for some of you, there might be, considering, I mean, we came out a couple people here, a Tower. If we had something, again, where there was some type of situation, maybe you and a Princess of Disc or a Princess of Wands got in a fight, and if there's a way for us to maybe make amends, to come to, you know, agree, if we can agree to disagree, or, you know, kind of put this thing to bed, then I will say then let's see if we can, if that's something that's been bothering you as well, where I get where we may want, you know, because here's the thing, because we can get to a place where it's like, you know, whose fault this was, whatever this is. But here's the thing, if this thing is on your mind and it's been bothering you, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. Let's just see if we can put this thing behind us, whether we can either come to some type of agreement here, you know, agree to disagree, whatever, or if this thing is, maybe we need to part ways. But if this is something that's been on your mind, let's just not keep this going, because even if we're not in front of this person or in this situation, if we stay in that energy, it's just, you know, that's what we're manifesting. That's what it affects everything down the line, Libra. So that's just something, you know, if you find yourself staying in that energy. But something too, if we have this discussion, let's say things don't go south, you know, just thinking with that surrender, make peace with that. You know, it may not have been, it could have been they started it, you started it. At this point, it doesn't matter. If we're not vibing anymore, take this moment. What can we reflect from this? Where can we grow from this so that we don't end up here, you know, hanging on to like any sort of regrets or anything along those lines? Let's turn this stuff, if there's something let's turn this olive branch into a tree. Let's get some growth from this, Libra. But I also feel too, just if this is like a situation, you know, when we were talking about that, there's just something with that too, that if something doesn't feel right, you know, like if we've just been kind of giving into a situation and it's just not been resonating with us, really this tower moment here, this is a tricky kind of tower here, because I feel like this is something where we might need to change some things up here, Libra. But let's get some, I mean, and with all this Scorpio energy here, I mean, yeah, absolutely. A metamorphosis is on the horizon here, Libra. And then, you know, the tower, that's one of Scorpio's rulers. But let's get some tarot on this. Get some more on this details here. Okay, Libra. Let's see what else we got here. Interesting. Okay. No? All right. Okay, putting that one back, Libra. But you have... So you got here, you have the Hanged Man, the Hermit, interesting, Libra, the Five of Swords, and the Four of Wands here. And with this energy popping up here, Libra, whatever has gone down, you know, if something is going down, or if something happens in the future, and I feel like if we're having troubles making peace with the situation, you know, maybe we've been feeling kind of in our head, been feeling a little defeated about something, you know, with this Five of Swords. This could also be too, you know, another card of maybe if we had some sort of like conflict, and I don't feel like it's necessarily defeated like you lost an argument, but maybe we're feeling defeated in the sense of like it even happened, you know, that there's even some sort of dissonance or anything along those lines. With both this Hermit and this Hanged Man, you talk about a major pause here. Let's figure out how we're feeling about this. You know, how we're processing this, and I find, Libra, you know, with time, when we're making peace with these situations, it may take us a cycle or two to get over this thing or whatever, but know that you will rise up above. You will get over this thing. You know, like it can be tough when we come to like an end of a cycle. You know, this could be however this is translating, but know that you will get through this cycle will become complete, and then we can think about what this next step looks like. You know, this again, take this time to pause and think about just where are we going from here? You know, what does life look like? You know, how do we keep the ball rolling here? And Libra, just thinking with this card, you know, however this may translate, the Hermit, this is Virgo's card. And Virgo's very much about, one of the things I like talking about with their energy in particular is just about like they're a sign of like their health, you know, taking care and routines and making sure that if we're feeling some kind of way about this stuff, you know, making it a routine to do some self-care, you know, take care of your energies through this moment here, and really understand what went down and what ways we can grow to keep something like this from happening again in the future. So yeah, that's just one thing to think about here, Libra. But I also feel that if there is something that we've been wanting to discuss with someone, even just thinking with this Hermit, maybe this could be something where we've been wanting a change from maybe some friends, from some people, but I mean, I feel like this is kind of like really like having a conversation with them, just if this is something, because I know especially if this could be like a friend, you know, it can be kind of hard maybe to, depending on how the discussion may be, or if this is like I don't know, maybe like a job or something along those lines and we're not sure. That could be a little hard especially if we're, you know, cutting ties or things along those lines. But it's going to release you in the long run. And it's just going to allow just an opportunity really for you to grow, and for not even just for you, Libra, for this, you know, for this other person, or, you know, whomever's involved in a situation, to grow as well. But if we keep this, just if that's something that's resonating with you, if you're keeping this thing bottled up or keeping it in, you know, just not wanting to disturb the peace, you know, don't do it to your detriment, Libra. Eventually, if we don't start a tower moment, then tower moments start happening around us. And that's not to get you scared, but it's just to get you thinking, you know, like, what are we going to do with this thing? So, all right, Libra. Let's get your last card here. And you know, one more thing, Libra, just think with that ceasefire. Maybe this is something where if we had like a discussion with someone, or maybe things got a little heated, but you know, if we're able to catch it in that moment, maybe this is something where it's just like, hey, let's do a ceasefire. Let's take a moment, and you've said some things, I've said some things. Let's just leave it with, let's reflect on this, and maybe let's try this when we're both in a calmer head. Because just thinking too, Mars, granted, depending on when you're watching this, Mars will be in Cancer up through the 19th of May. And Mars in Cancer can, you know, emotions can get a little riled up sometimes, and we may say something in the moment, just might be a little reactive if things get a little caught up. But when we do have time to pause and reflect, man, you know, we can take, it's like, hey, I didn't mean this, you know, I was caught up with this thing, you know, so just something to think about as well, Libra. Okay, last card here, Libra. Alrighty. Last bit here, you got the 9th card of Sagittarius here, which is the ballet shoes card. And with this card, this is a card of stamina, endurance, talent, repetition, effort required, on your toes, honing a skill, laser focus, poise and grace, tread lightly, balancing act, pursuit of arts, and expertise. All right, Libra. So with this card, I feel like, okay, we're taking a little turn here from this relationship stuff. With this card, folk, coming up here, just thinking with this energies, if we've been working on something, just thinking with this, the Princess of Discs, she's my type, or one of my cards, she's pregnant, and just in general. So if we're not looking for babies, Libra, or something, just thinking how we're, you know, all this connections and things, let's just be mindful if we're not looking for children. But she's also my card of just being pregnant with ideas, and you know, you combine her energy with like the Princess of Wands. If we have something, Libra, that we've been sitting on, like an idea or anything that's been wanting to get out there and shine, you know, I feel like this is a great energy for you to hone that skill, whatever that is, that light inside you that you might have been thinking of. Maybe if some friends have been telling you that, like, hey Libra, you're a great dancer, for example. You know, why don't we have you ever thought about doing that? And if you have, Libra, I mean, why not give that a try? See where that, because who knows, you might be so, because I mean you're ruled by the Empress, so and Libra, you're an artistic sign. You know, when you think about that, the Emperor Venus, very much about art, beauty, aesthetics. I mean, so you all are natural artists. And if that's something you've been thinking about, work on that, Libra. Refine this. This could be made, and you know, Libra, this can be in dancing. This could be maybe you want to do something with cars. Maybe you want to do like work on cars. Maybe you're doing like, I don't know, like the revitalizing or restoring cars. You see how often I work with cars, but something along those lines. Or maybe you want to do something with birds. Wouldn't that be brilliant? But we won't know, Libra, if you keep that locked up inside. As you can see here, Cerberus and the rest of us are excited to see that. So yeah, just if there's something deep down, hone this skill. But let me get a little bit more on this ballet shoes here, because that is quite a left turn after we were talking about all this relationship stuff here. All right, Libra. See what we got here. Love it. Ooh, all right, Emperor. Okay, Libra. So you got the Two of Discs here, you got the Emperor, and you got the Priestess. So with this energy here, this almost feels like to me really just with the combination of the Two of Discs and the High Priestess, especially if we've been thinking about trying something maybe new, you know, or maybe like honing a skill, whatever that's looking like. I feel like if you're not sure how you're going to get this figured out, trust your intuition, you know, and I know that, like, trust that you will get figured out, but I feel like the energy is saying just start doing it, you know, like instead of thinking like, how am I going to be a dancer? Let's just, you know what, let's just go out and get some equipment right now. Let's get some shoes, maybe if we're thinking about ballet. Let's figure out what our shoe size is, you know, let's maybe look up maybe are there any kind of studios around? What does that look like? Maybe we're looking up techniques. You know, I feel like if we start really being in this energy, whatever this is that you look like, or that, however this might be looking like for you, then I feel like, one, you're going to have a blast. Two, it's going to open up so many opportunities for you. But three, I mean, it's just going to have you feeling like in your Emperor energy, in the sense of like how you can get things started and how you get things done. When we have that focus and we put in that work and, you know, put the effort required to get, you know, to make these things come to life, to make these ideas manifest. It's just going to get you in a really great place, Libra, get you feeling accomplished. And here's the thing, you know, when we're thinking about these dreams and stuff, we don't want to get in our head and think, you don't want to get defeated before we've even started, because I feel like that's like a major thing that happens when we think about dreams and such. We let the idea of it seem so grand that it can tear us down. And this could be something too, Libra. If we have something that, let's say maybe I don't know, maybe this is something where, if you have you wanted to start like a garden, and let's say you have a buddy who has this great plot of land who's been wanting to do something. This could be something too where we could even collaborate. You know, you don't have to, again, you have to do everything by yourself, but there are options here, is what that's really kind of saying with this thing. It's just, where do you want your focus to be? And then be flexible with this. Think on your toes. Sagittarius energy, they're one of the mutable signs. And mutable signs are adaptable. Virgo energy is adaptable. And yeah, I really feel that if that's something you've been thinking about, let's find a way to, let's put in that work, because this is two of this is Jupiter and Capricorn. And when we put in that work, you know, Jupiter is going to pay in kind. There's going to be abundance. So don't ignore your intuition for a second there, Libra. Trust that it's trying to lead you to something great there. Let's see what else we got here. And you know what, Libra, even just thinking with your olive branch, how that's talking about giving in. If we've been feeling that impulse, that giving into that inner voice, you know, listening, surrendering to that, to the intuition, to that inner guidance system, and trust that it's trying to, you know, your higher self, your gut is trying to guide you to success, Libra. Look at that. Now we got Aquarius in the mix here. We got the Star card, you know. All right, hold on, Libra. We're about to switch back over. Because with the Star card, last little bit, especially with that ballet shoes, if you're, you know, if you got something you've been wanting to refine, any sort of pursuits of any arts, anything along those lines, Libra, there's potential there. You just have to see it, and then we have to hone it. You know, it's one thing. It's, you know, potential is only, it's just that. It's just like an option. You know, it's just like you have like the $1 million lottery ticket, but you're just kind of, well, that's not a great example. Well, sort of, but you get what I'm saying, Libra. You know, we gotta let this star shine. You don't want to keep this thing bottled up, especially if you've been something you've been wanting to pursue. This is a great energy, especially with like Pluto being in Aquarius, and granted, sure, is about to retrograde back, you know, in Capricorn in June, but we got the flavor, the energy's been there, you know, the flavor's out there. So this is not a time to keep yourself bottled up, Libra. This is a time to shine and be your true, authentic self, and allow that to come through unapologetically, you know, really live in your energy. And also, the Star card can also be a card of unexpected help. So whether this is through your dreams, or maybe this is someone bringing some advice, maybe about a friendship situation, anything along those lines. You know, Libra, allow yourself, especially with this friends thing, you know, hit up someone if we need to talk with someone about this, but definitely allow yourself to heal if we've been in some sort of conflict as of late. So, because you had some hot energy last week too. Yeah, I remember some people were kind of coming at you there. So yeah, I feel like your energy's been a little hot. So just just something to be mindful of there, Libra. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. Hopefully that little ballet thing there kind of had me thinking on my toes. But well, yeah, hopefully you got the nuggets out of there, Libra. And if you like that, give it a thumbs up, and, you know, help spread this video around, and share this if you know someone who might be going through maybe some kind of weird relationship kind of thing. Maybe there's a tiff, you know, or if they're just, you know, if they're an excellent ballerina and they need someone to tell them to go out there and, you know, go be the prima. Whatever. Just get them out there, Libra. And then, you know, while they're out there, have them subscribe, hit that bell button, and YouTube, Libra, if you haven't already. And then you'll get notified when I release videos each week. And then I'm on this meditation app, Insight Timer. I've been on there for years. And I started a group up on there called Zodiacs Raising the Vibration. And it's just a little group to drop like positive affirmations, encouraging messages, you know, maybe talking about your stories, you know, about your moments of growth where, you know, maybe we had this, you know, disagreement, but things worked out in the end, you know. But, you know, as the group grows, I definitely want to start scheduling some meditations, you know, maybe do something like the High Priestess. We're cooking up some ideas. Even the Emperor and I have been talking about some stuff. So, but all that information, Libra, is in the description box. And then lastly, got a pretty hot ticket here. Not that you need one, but if you have any Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to my other channel, The Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We absolutely discuss lunar shenanigans, you know, the High Priestess being the moon. It's a good old time. And all that housekeeping down to the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here, Libra, so I can get you out of here. Interesting. Okay. So you have the Eight of Wands here. You know, while I am getting your Oracle card with the Eight of Wands, I will say if we're focusing on something, you know, as far as like a dream, a pursuit, anything along those lines, I do feel that there's something here that one, staying focused, because I feel like that's going to definitely lead to growth. Absolutely. You know, focusing on this craft here and pursuing that and believing that, because this is Mercury in Sagittarius, you know, so think expansively when I'm thinking with that energy. But I also feel that, Libra, if we're having troubles with something, just sharing this news with people, you know, maybe doing some networking, you know, however that looks, I feel like it will get the energies moving a lot faster. But I also feel with this thing too, if we've been just in like some kind of fight here, if we've gotten in any kind of argument, I feel like with the Eight of Wands, it's just like, you know, feel the situation out, but I feel like this is something, don't force this thing, you know, maybe let this heal kind of naturally. But if there's something inside you that has just like been kind of nagging, like, and we're coming from a place of, you know, wanting to heal, you know, not wanting to fight anymore, then I like that. You got the Lion card in reverse, or excuse me, upright here. Let's do some things to get this back in alignment. But, you know, Libra, just in general, I feel like, you know, just with how this energy kind of coupled with how things were kind of spilling over into last week, just making sure that if there are things that don't align with you, or, you know, just, you know, you get what I'm saying, Libra. If something just hasn't been feeling right, or you've been under a lot of pressure, or just have been maybe anxious about some things, I mean, it's an interesting energy that's coming through. You know, just be mindful of that this week. Really tune into yourself and really let that your gut really kind of guide you through just in general, you know, I'm not quite sure how to what that energy is, but just something to think about, okay? But I think I'm going to leave that there. I hope that made sense, because yeah, that was interesting. It just, yeah, I don't want to force it. So yeah, I hope you got the nugget out of there, Libra. But yeah, just stay safe out there. Stay harmonious. Be mindful of just our relationships, you know, whom we're interacting with, and just all of that stuff, Libra. And yeah, just raise your vibration through the roof. Otherwise, you know, this is a interesting reading here, Libra. So just be a little mindful there of, you know, just of emotions of yours and of others, okay? And I will catch you on the next one. Later.